It's been a long wait, but we're finally getting an under-display Face ID feature on an iPhone. To be exact, the wait is not over because this new function is slated to come on Apple's iPhone 16 in 2024. We know it's a long time away.
So worth the wait.
But there's already been leaks about the iPhone 16 models, and we're here to keep you up to date on every detail. A new higher-end model. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman said in September 2022 that Apple would rebrand its high-end phone from Pro Max to Ultra, as the last name is easier to remember and more closely aligns with Apple's naming strategy of Pro Max and Ultra tiers on the Mac processors and the Apple Watch Ultra. In a recent Power On newsletter, he claims that instead of dubbing the Pro Max the Ultra, Apple may release an even higher-end iPhone above both Pro models. This might happen alongside the debut of the new 2024 iPhone, and therefore it could be called the iPhone 16 Ultra. Design changes. Word through the grapevine suggests that Apple's Dynamic Island will undergo an update beginning with the iPhone 16 Pro models. Instead of the dual cutout design shown on the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max, Apple intends to relocate Face ID technology beneath the display, effectively leaving the selfie camera as the lone display cutout by 2024.
That's just marvelous, isn't it?
We'll go into more detail on the under-display Face ID technology shortly, so stay tuned. Leaks Apple Pro, another reliable source, claims the iPhone 16 Pro's Dynamic Island will be 50% smaller while still featuring a small pill at the top. That being said, we are so far away from the iPhone 16's release, so there's no way of knowing for sure, but there should be more details regarding the iPhone 16 variants dropping later, so subscribe to this channel and make sure you're kept up with every single update. Under-display Face ID technology. Reports from the Korean publication, The Elect claims that Apple will implement under-display Face ID on the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Ultra/Pro Max. Currently, the pill cutout on the iPhone 14 Pro is more of a question mark, as two separate cutouts are combined in software. The Face ID sensor is housed in one of the openings, while the other is where the front-facing camera leaves. However, according to the latest rumor, the only visible cutout on the screen of the iPhone 16 Pro will be for the front-facing camera.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All Face ID hardware will reportedly be hidden beneath the screen. It's worth noting that this feature will initially appear on iPhone 16 Pro models, much like Dynamic Island did on the iPhone 14 Pro Duo. Similarly, the iPhone 16's higher model will feature a periscope camera over the other models, and we'll talk more about that soon.
Good, there's more coming.
Wi-Fi 7. The release of the newest Qualcomm RFID modules suggests that 5G and Wi-Fi 7 capable devices will soon appear on the market, and the iPhone 16 series is rumored to be one of the first smartphone lines to receive the Wi-Fi 7 update. Wi-Fi 7 is the newest standard in typical consumer-grade wireless communications technology, and as such, it may begin to overtake its 6/6E predecessors. According to DigiTimes, a Taiwanese news outlet, users would have to wait since Wi-Fi may arrive in the second part of 2024.
What? Isn't that taking it a bit too far?
In any case, it is around the same time that Apple is expected to release the iPhone 16, so there's significant reason to believe it would come on the iPhone 16 series. Camera. Leaks Apple Pro claims that we may still be looking at a 48 megapixels camera lens capable of recording 8K video on the iPhone 16 models. However, he clarifies that Apple is working hard to improve HDR photographs on this iPhone. Also, it has been speculated that the new Apple flagship may launch with periscope zoom lenses, but anyone expecting an iPhone 16 Pro with the same spec will have to search elsewhere.
Unfortunately.
Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has confirmed this rumor, saying that only the most expensive iPhone 16 model will feature a periscope camera. This strongly suggests that the Ultra model is the one to look out for. USB-C. Leaks Apple Pro also alleges that Apple is developing two prototypes for the iPhone 16, one with a USB-C port and one with no ports. We firmly believe the iPhone 16 will almost certainly use USB-C connectors, in light of new EU rules which will make a USB-C charging port mandatory for a whole range of electronic devices. This rumor is probably on the money. There has been talk that the new feature will debut on the iPhone 15, but Apple technically has until the iPhone 16's release date in 2024 to comply with the mandate. Whatever Apple's final decision is regarding its debut on the 15 models, we can rest assured that it will be featured on all iPhone 16 versions. That said, we might see Apple surprise us with a portless design. Please share with us in the comments section, which will likely feature on the iPhone 16 models. Even with these few known features, it is apparent that Apple is looking for ways to improve the iPhone 16. We're certainly excited to see what 2024 has in store for us, and we hope it's every bit as amazing as we expect, especially with Apple making waves with iOS 17, which might feature on the iPhone 16 models. Find more about it in our next video. Thanks for watching.